Welcome to the second half of the tutorial on how to unlock the Galaxy S3. This is the actual process of unlocking it. So step one is using Root Explorer, which we've got up now. Copy the nvdata.bin file from the phone's EFS folder. So just open up Root Explorer, head into the EFS folder and copy this into your SD card. So that's pasted up in there. Connect the phone to the PC and just copy that file onto so copy that file up here from the phone and just pop it into any folder on the PC. I'm just using this this folder here. I'd just create another folder for now because you'll use it later. But for now, this is the original. In fact, you could rename this original. Pop the original files in there, so you know that they're the unmodified original files. Right, okay, so that's up in there. Right, now we want to open it in Notepad++. So, as you can see, Notepad++ is up in here. Open this file, the original NV data, it'll look like that. Go up to plugins, hex editor and view in hex. Now down this side, just here, you want to be looking for 0018140. That's all in hex, so 0001 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. So 181, 181, 4, 181. There's the 4s. 181, 4, 6, 0. Okay. Just bring this up here. Right. So 181, 4. 60, that's this line just here, and you want to change this 101 to a 00. So just click here, get the cursor there, and just type 00, and it's done. Then make sure you save it, and then we can close Notepad++ down. Right, okay. So what I'd do now is I'd just reopen Notepad++, just to double check, because the first time I did this, for some reason it didn't save. So open, make sure we're opening that copy there, and where are we? Plugins, hex editor, view in hex, and then just double check. I know this is the modified file now. We could have saved as and made a new folder. 181. So there's 181.460, and you can see that 01 is now a 00, so that is definitely the file that we want. You could probably be a little better with your file management than me. I'm just doing it quickly just to give you the overall idea. So yeah, number 3, save the file. Now copy that modified nv.data. So it's, let's see, nv.data, yep. So we want to copy that over to the phone. What I always like to do, just to be on the safe side, is disconnect the cable from the phone, go up into Root Explorer, and go into the SD card. Just delete that original one. Yep. So we know where we stand. So that's there like that, and then we can copy that modified file. So copy this back over into the phone. So you'll see the phone will change to that, and then once that's completed, that's in the phone. Right, okay. So, and also make sure you keep a copy of that modified file for step 15. So I think what would be the most prudent idea would be to copy that, or to cut that and put it in a new folder, modified. So that is the modified one. You'll need that again for step 15. Right, okay. So now that's on the phone. Right, okay, I'm going to disconnect this from the computer. So that was step 4. Step 5, once copied to the phone, open Root Explorer, which we've got open, and so yeah, step 4, copy the modified nvdata.bin from your computer back to your phone's EFS folder. So I've just put it in SD card. I'm going to move that over into the EFS folder here. Make sure it's up here, read write, and then we can paste the modified file into the EFS folder. Great stuff. Right, okay, so that was step 4. Right, once copied to the phone, so let's find it again down here. Long press on nvdata.bin and select change owner. Oh, no, sorry, permissions first. Up in there, just make sure only these 3 boxes are ticked. And press OK. Again, long press on the file and go to change owner. And you want to make sure that these are both 1001 radio. Just like that. And press OK. Right, okay. Now we want to restart the phone. For this, I'm just going to take the battery out. And pop the battery back in again. You'll notice I'm not running any SIM card in here at the moment. Right. So once the phone starts up, one thing about this phone is it does start up quite quickly, which is a bonus, that's for sure. Right, okay. So we're going to dial this short code straight into the dialer, and that is *# 7465 625 #. Just to confirm that the network lock is still on. Brilliant. Right, next section. We want to go back into Root Explorer. Root Explorer. Okay, brilliant, thank you. So back into Root Explorer here, and we want to copy the NV log out of the EFS folder onto the SD card, and then transfer it onto the computer. So that's up in there. Connect up. So as you can see up here, back up into the log, and just copy it across into your computer and open it up. Right, okay. And you should see something like what I've written down there. You'll see it up here. So you've got the MD5 fail, and you've got the first number, and then you've got the corrupted one there, and then it says it's restored the file. Okay. So you want to copy that second number. Let me just word wrap the text editor there. So you want this second number, copy that, and then you want to copy that for later. So what we need to do now is go back onto the phone here, open up Root Explorer. We want nvdata.bin.md5 from the EFS folder. So back up into the EFS folder, and this is the file we want. So copy that, pop it in the SD card, and then transfer it onto your computer. Right. So there's that nvdata.bin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to pop it in the original folder up on my computer. Again, the phone will do that. Just wait for it to start happening. And I always give it a couple of seconds, just in case something's for some reason not copied over. I'm going to disconnect the phone there, and once we open, right, okay, so step 13, copy the MD5 from your phone to the PC and open it. So I'm going to open, select program, and open it with Notepad, and you'll see that's the code in there, which you'll notice is the same as forgot I said that. Right, okay, so what we want anyway is to copy this second set of characters there and pop that in the nvdata.bin.md5 file. Copy the second number in step 12 and put that into the MD5 file so it's the only number in there, and save it. So file, save, file, save, and then we can close that, and we can close the log. And what I'm going to do now is, because this is the modified file, I'm going to pop that up into modified, so we know that that's definitely the modified file. In fact, what I'm going to do is, prudent idea would be to go into view, show hidden files and folders, and that's the one we want there. Hide extensions for known file types. So that is definitely the mvdata.bin.md5. Okay, so that's great. So now we're on to step 15. Copy the modified nvdata.bin file from step 4 and the modified md5 file from step 14 back to your EFS folder on your phone. So hook your phone up, making sure not to scratch the paint. This is a brand new phone. Okay, so that's connected up to the PC, and we're going to take those two files from modified folder and we're going to pop them across onto the phone. Don't worry about that log file because it's not needed anymore. Again, wait for that to stop, give it a couple of seconds, and then they're copied across, so we can now disconnect the phone. Right, okay, and now again in step 15, open up Root Explorer. Just put this camera back here. Open up Root Explorer. These two files are in here, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the okay, it looks like they may not have copied across, so what I'm going to do is, just to be sure, I'm going to delete this file here because we don't want to get the wrong ones. I'm just going to delete this. Yes. Pop it back into the computer. And make sure I select both of them. Copy, autoplay, and you see this is why. We always have to be careful what files we are copying across. Always make sure that you're copying the right files across, because it could end up that you copy one of the original files across and then the procedure wouldn't work. So let's go back into Explorer, make sure there's nothing up in the SD card. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. That's why I always like to disconnect the phone, just to make sure. Always better to be safe than sorry. So that's now connected up to the PC. Make sure there's nothing in there. Great, that's great. So now we're copying the modified files across into the root of the SD card. Brilliant. So open up Root Explorer and refresh. There we go. Refreshed it. Pop on the menu and click on refresh. That might help the situation. So I'm just going to copy this across one by one. And so this is, we're doing the bin file first. Up into EFS. Paste. Yes. And same thing again. We want to go on to permissions, make sure just the 3 boxes at the top are ticked. Again on MV data bin, change owner, and it wants to be on 1001, 1001, okay, right, so that's that one done. Back up into the SD card, and we want the MD5 file, copy. You could move them up into EFS and paste. Overwrite the file, MD5, permissions again, top 3 boxes are ticked, MD5, change owner, 1001 radio, 1001 radio. Okay, so fingers crossed, we now restart the phone and hopefully it should be unlocked. So let's just wait for it to boot. Again, quite a quick boot, which is not only good for daily use, it's also good for these videos. So, right, okay, let it load up. Here we go. Open the dialer. Open the dialer up and *7465625#. Network lock off, and your phone is now unlocked to any network. So it's on 3. Let me just pop a orange micro SIM in there just to prove. Now before this would have asked us to, as soon as it would have popped up, it would have asked us to put in a network unlock code. No SIM card. Right, I may have inserted it the wrong way. Yes, I didn't push it down enough. You've got to make sure on these that you actually push them down and that they're inserted correctly. And that might help for you to get some mobile network signal. So again, I'm just waiting for her to start up. See, that was a SIM that came with the phone, the 3 micro SIM, and I've cut down my existing T-Mobile SIM to fit in whilst my numbers are ported across. There we go. Orange T-Mobile on a previously locked to 3 phone. So yeah, it's not that hard, as you can see. Just follow the steps. Make sure you keep taking the phone out, popping it back in, just to make sure everything's, you don't get any old files on there. Use that refresh trick on Root Explorer, and everything should be okay. Nice one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.